Very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Weekend at 1. My name is Najma Ismael. Let us take a look at the highlights this hour. Now it's a law. Controversial new broadcast code gazetted. Don't worry too much. Deputy President Ruto tells churches over new rules. And what has the young nation achieved? It's South Sudan's referendum anniversary. Welcome to the Weekend at 1. Now, we begin with some tragic news from Bomet County, where the body of the well-known Kalenjin musician Diana Chemutai Musila, also known as Chelele, was found lying in her house in Chepkemoi village in Bomet town. Now, Bomet OCPD Abel Sanders says the body was found with serious injuries, and it is suspected Chelele was killed and dumped outside her house in Chepkemoi. A few months ago, Chelele made news when she filed for divorce from her husband after the husband was arrested for allegedly killing an elderate business person in a love triangle. Chelele's sister said Chelele went missing yesterday. She leaves behind a pair of twins.
The body was found in her home, and the home has been deserted for some time, and we think that the stage was sort of stage managed. We are trying to look for a lead to see exactly what might happen, what might have happened. But as far as we're concerned, we've not yet gotten any arrest or any lead of what might have happened. The body has been taken to the mortuary for postmortem.
To more tragic news now. 2 people have died and tension remains high at the border between Nandi and Kisumu. The conflict was triggered by cattle theft. Trix Singado has more.
Tension is still high after the death of 2 people in Kibigori Muhoroni, the border area between Nandi and Kisumu County, in another cattle rustling incident. The mayhem began when some cattle rustlers stole cattle from Kisumu County and headed towards Nandi County with their loot. While attempting to track and recover said cattle, the group was attacked by herders from Nandi, an attack that claimed the lives of 2 of them and left several under critical condition at Masogo Health Center. Kisumu County Commissioner John Elugata confirmed the incident and stated that the investigations are on and the perpetrators will be brought to book.
People decided to track the animals. Tracking of animals was going on. I think the people tracking the animals encountered a number of herders on the Nandi side of the border. And I think an argument arose at a skirmish occurred where one person was hit with an arrow. He later on passed on, he died. And then in the course of the day at about 11, another argument arose along the border over what was perceived to be hostilities on the part of the neighboring Nandi.
Some residents, however, feel that the incident was politically motivated and are claiming that the police are doing very little.
We've come here to try to bring down the tensions, and I think the situation is cooling down. But we're asking both sides of the administrative divide to cool down their tempers and focus on what unites them much more than what divides them. Because these two areas are separated by an imaginary boundary, and so on. So I think this situation is what we want to contain, and it should not turn into a tribal conflict.
Police officers have been dispatched in the area to calm the situation. 1 person has been arrested in connection with the incident. This comes just a few weeks after 1 person was killed in a similar incident. Trix Ingado, KTN News, Nairobi.
Controversial new broadcast rules barring radio and TV stations from discussing sex topics or advertising alcohol and cigarette products between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. have been gazetted. Now, this despite the acrimony that greeted the introduction of the new rules by the Communication Authority of Kenya, which will radically affect the operations and income generation of local media houses. The new rules also bar career journalists from participating in commercial advertising, including voicing adverts for radio and TV. The new rules have also banned televangelists from using their TV summons to solicit for offerings from their viewers. Now, as the broadcast code continues to generate controversy, Kenyan Deputy President William Ruto has said the government will review laws that have been passed with the aim of reining in on rogue pastors. Ruto was addressing a delegation of elected opinion and religious leaders from Kakamega and Bungoma counties at Sugoi. Ruto said the new rules were now not meant to interfere with the work of God, but to streamline the operations of the church.
Amesema kuhusu mambo ya sheria iliyopitishwa na bunge, na mimi nakubaliana na yeye, tuketi chini tuongee, kwa sababu kama serikali tunatambua umuhimu wa kanisa. Sisi wenyewe tumelelewa kanisani na tunatambua umuhimu wa neno la Mwenyezi Mungu, na hatutaki kuwe na vizuizi katika mambo ya kuendesha neno la Mungu katika taifa letu. We must make it possible for the church to discharge its responsibility, and the biggest partner we have as a government is the church.
One of the sectors to be hit hard by the new regulations is that of religious organizations in Kenya. The code bars them, we'll take that again. One of the sectors to be hit hard by the new regulations is that of religious organizations in Kenya. Now, the code bars them from soliciting for funds through preaching on TV and radio in what Kenyans refer to as seed money preaching. Now, some religious leaders are saying that they won't take these new rules lying down.
Yale ambayo yamewekwa kwamba tuzuie na labda tuna kelele, labda tunatengeneza pesa kama makanisa. Sisi tunahubiri injili, na wale ambao wanafanya makosa ni kweli wawekwe ndani. Kuna polisi wanaweza kufanya kazi hiyo. Kwa nini sisi kanisa iwekewe vidhibiti ambazo haziwezi kulete amani? Yes. Nataka kututangaze ya kwamba serikali na AG Profesa Muigai wasijaribu kuzuia kanisa ikifanya mambo yao ya kuabudu. Kwa sababu ikifika namna hiyo, tunaweza ambia makanisa yote ya tukutane Uhuru Park, tuongee mambo hayo, na italete shida kwa Kenya, na italete matatizo
ya kwamba kama kuna wachungaji, viongozi wa makanisa au wa dini ambao wametumia uhuru wao wa kuabudu vibaya, serikali iwafuate na isiweke kila mtu katika matatizo ya mtu mmoja ama wawili. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wachungaji aturuhusu watu watumie uhuru wa kuabudu na kuomba Kenya hii vibaya, na vivyo hivyo hatutaki pia sheria ambazo zitalemaza na kuleta mambo ya kulimit worship na ibada katika nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio msimamo wetu kama kanisa. Hizo sheria za mkuu wa sheria tunazikataa kabisa.
We're now joined by Rev Robin Mulunda, who is the head of Christian education, to just tell us more about this proposed law. Bona Reverend, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Maybe if I could just start by asking you, this Mbegu, where do you stand on this Mbegu issue?
I think the issue of Mbegu has really been in the media for quite a while.
Yes.
And I think it's I think it comes from the very basics of Christianity. In fact, not just Christianity, is that all major religions, whether you're talking about Hinduism, Sikhism, Islam, and Christianity, the whole aspect of giving is a very central aspect in their teachings. But anything good can be abused.
Yes.
And so the whole aspect about Mbegu, in fact, it's really been on media, is, I could say, it's an abuse in a way of scripture.
Yes.
Where you can use scripture in a way to particularly try to stretch the teaching and sometimes try to really benefit yourself in a way.
Yes.
So the very aspect of what we see today as Mbegu is mainly what has been seen in media. But the teaching, the Bible actually teaches about seed planting.
Yes.